Hey Virgo, welcome to your weekly forecast for June 22nd through the 28th. We're going to see what's happening in the weekend with this lovely deck here, and then we're going to pull an affirmation for you all from this deck here. So without further ado, my darlings, we've got the summer solstice, new moon energy. We've got the eclipses coming in back to back. We've got retrograde season. We've got a lot happening planetarily right now. So we're going to see what's coming up for Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. And we're gonna check out what themes might be starting for you this week that might be hanging around for you for a while. Because this is a time where we're going through our themes. We're going through our themes in our cycle. So let's see what's coming up for Virgo. Sun, moon, and rising. So without further ado, my darlings, your first card here is 8 of Air. And so this card here is listed by the creator of this deck as an illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, and afraid to take control. So 8 of Swords is a card that comes up when or 8 of Air. I said 8 of Swords because that's what it's usually called in other decks. When someone is feeling powerless in a situation, like you're like, well, I don't know what to do because I'm waiting for this other thing to get figured out first, right? Like, I don't know if I should look for another job because I'm waiting to see if my boss is going to give me that raise, or I'm waiting to see if my boss is going to give me a promotion, or I don't know if I should keep job hunting because I had 2 interviews at that other place and I'm waiting for them to call me back. It could be a relationship. It could be a friend situation. It could be where you're waiting for somebody to make up their mind whether or not, you know, that they're going to help you with something or whatever it might be. We start feeling a little bit powerless, okay? In general, 8 of Swords is like, you know, wanting somebody to come in and help us. But I feel for you guys this week, this energy, Virgo, is coming up like where you're waiting for somebody else to make a decision. You're waiting for somebody else to make a move. And I feel the lesson here, or the energy here, is saying that you're going to take the initiative, or you're going to make the move, because you're going to tap into your confidence and you're going to decide, you know what, like, you know, I'm going to go after this and I'm not going to be worried about a no. I'm not going to see it as a rejection. I'm just going to see it as, okay, well, now I know which direction to go in, but I'm tired of waiting for waiting or getting the runaround. Some of you are tired of the runaround as it is, and so you're breaking out of that 8 of Air energy this week. Like, you're realizing that you've been waiting a long time and you don't want to do it anymore, right? Some of you have someone returning at this time who's like, they kind of sense that you might be feeling a little worried about the future, or they might be sensing that maybe you're feeling a little bit insecure, and they might be stepping up in a way where they're being a bit of an opportunist and they're trying to find ways to turn the situation in their favor. It could be an employer, it could be a coworker, it could be a romantic situation. It's going to be in different areas of your life for different ones of you. But I kind of feel like you're wiser this time around and you're feeling it. You're sensing it and you're like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. So I feel like some of you Virgos this week, you're avoiding some kind of a trap. Like you're freeing yourself from somebody's little opportunistic plans. I feel that for you guys. Your next card here is the 6 of Water. Sure enough, guys, sure enough. Here we talked about it, right? You might be in this place in your life where you're kind of in between. Like, you're just kind of like at a crossroads and you're trying to figure out which direction you want to go in. Somebody knows this. Somebody has gotten word of this through the grapevine. It could be a previous employer that really didn't appreciate you, really didn't treat you well, right? They might kind of get word that you're looking for work and they might call you and say, hey, Virgo, you know, why don't you come back over here? Why don't you come back over to us? I had an employer that would do that to me. Every time I was looking for work and somebody called for a reference, they would call me and they would say, hey, you know, we got a call for you. Somebody called for a reference. If you're looking for work, why don't you come back here, right? And it wasn't a good situation. It wasn't a healthy dynamic, right? So some of you could have something like that happening, and you're like, you know what? As tempting as it is, it's not a good dynamic, and I don't want to be connected to that energy. For other ones of you, it could be somebody from the past, right? It could be somebody trying to pull you into a relationship. It could be family members or people telling you, oh, hey, Virgo, these are hard times. Why don't you come lean on me? Why don't you come stay with me? Why don't you come, like I'll help you out till you can, get things together. And so some of you are just feeling that you're sensing who doesn't have good motives, or you're sensing who's trying to take advantage of the situation. Other ones of you, Virgo, like if you're not down on your luck, it could be happening the opposite way, where things are going really well for you, and all of a sudden people are showing up like they're your best friend, like they're going to help you with it, and they're going to be a part of this with you, but they may have ulterior motives, like to kind of step in when things are good and try to hitch onto your little wagon here, try to get a free ride in that way. But I feel, Virgo, like you're wise to it, you're waking up to it, you're seeing it. I feel those of you Virgos where you've kind of gotten taken advantage of in your life, you're breaking out of that cycle this week. You're breaking out of like that repeating cycle. Like, maybe your parents were like, why are you so trusting? And those people aren't really your friends, or, but you just time and time again would give people the benefit of the doubt. But you're breaking out of that. You're breaking out of that. You're a little bit more street smart. That's the energy that I'm getting here. Now, the message on this card by the creator of the deck is memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, and romanticizing the past. So some of you could have, kind of be focusing on kids, or focusing on healing any unresolved issues around your own childhood, or any like parts of you that want to be healed, that are like craving for children. You might be going through and healing those aspects of yourself. But the other side of this card can also be not just people returning from the past, but it could be that some of you are looking at the past because you're at the crossroads, and you know that it's time to take steps forward, but the future feels a little uncertain, and you're like, what if I pick the wrong thing? Like some of you are looking at the past and saying, man, why didn't I do this back then? Or why did I leave this situation? Why did I quit that job? Or why did I leave that relationship? Or why did I cheat on that person? Or like whatever it was, like you're looking back and you're saying, why did I do this? I shouldn't have done this, or I should have done that. You have to remember, all things happen as they're meant to happen, right? All things happen as they're meant to happen because we're meant to learn something from it. And so when you're looking back over your shoulder, like, oh, those were the days. What did I do? I messed everything up. No, if they were really that wonderful, you wouldn't have made the choices that you made. If you were really that happy back then, you wouldn't have made the choices that you made. Sometimes when we look at the past, we remember it better than it actually was. And then we get so hung up on that fantasy that we don't move forward, and we end up with depression, right? I'm not a therapist. I don't have a degree in psychology. I can't diagnose anybody. But a pretty good rule of thumb when you're not dealing with something like chemicals or hormones that are affecting your mood, if it's not something chemical or hormonal, typically the saying is that people who suffer from anxiety are way too focused on the future, and people who are suffering from depression are stuck looking at the past, focusing on the past. If you can be in the present moment, and if you can just focus on how you are in this moment now, you're going to be able to balance those feelings, right? This isn't for somebody like who needs medication. Like, I know a lot of readers are against that. I am not at all against, medication. I'm not at all against, a lot of people need that. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, you shouldn't listen to your doctor. You should absolutely listen to your doctor. But, if you're feeling kind of down, just try to look at the present moment and say, okay, yeah, sure, I have some fears. Yeah, sure, I'm really sad about things that have happened. But in this moment right now, I'm okay. In this second now, I'm okay. Focus on the present second. And like in this second, I'm okay. And if you're not okay, ask yourself, what can I do in this second that might make the situation a little bit better, or that might make me feel a little bit better, right? What is in my power in this second? And that can kind of help shift the energy to get through the crossroads and to get things moving a little bit more quickly. Your next card, Virgo, is Eight of Water. And this is the desire for something more meaningful. This is the desire to move on. You're tired of the runaround. You're tired of waiting for somebody else to make up their mind. You're tired of waiting for things to shift and bring you a sense of satisfaction. You're ready to go out there and to find it yourself. Now, I do want to bring something to your attention here. You had your first card, Eight of Air. And you had your second card, Eight of Water. So you have 8 repeating twice in your reading here. And 8 is a number of abundance, and it could definitely be a number of finances. So a lot of you might be very freaked out right now about your financial situation, or you might be unhappy or unsatisfied with where your finances are or how it's panned out for you. You know, maybe money's going good or money's better than it's been, but maybe you're not happy with your friendships and your relationships. And the reason why I say that is because you have 6 in between. And the number 6 for me comes up in readings when somebody has to learn balancing financial generosity with like emotional intimacy. Right? So what I mean by this is like, you know, sometimes when I see 6, it's somebody that they work really hard. They try really hard to be successful. And when they try to show their love through gifts and being generous, you know, presents, trips, nice dinners. So either you, Virgo, have been doing this with friends or family or romantic relationships, or you've been looking for people that show their love for you in that way, right? You're like, oh, well, they don't care about me because they, you know, didn't impress me on the date, or oh, they don't care about me because they never give me anything, or vice versa. You're trying to show you're caring by like being very generous, but then what ends up happening is the emotional closeness doesn't happen. The emotional closeness doesn't click because it becomes a relationship like a business transaction. I do this for you, you do this for me, but there's never like a closeness. So some of you maybe have been really focused on establishing success and establishing your finances and, you know, being successful or finding someone that has their life together. But you might not be feeling satisfied with your dealings or interactions with the people in your life. So when Eight of Water comes up, Eight of Water is like, you're ready to go and find that fullness, that completeness. You're ready to go find something that's going to make you feel satisfied emotionally, that's going to make you feel full emotionally. And so the message here at the bottom says a desire to move on, the search for something more meaningful, spiritual and emotional growth. So you're looking for that meaning. You're looking for that substance, right? You're tired of waiting for somebody else to step up and give it to you, or to make the changes, or to decide what they want to do, right? Sometimes no answer is all the answer you need. And so you're tired of being on the back burner. You're getting off the back burner and you're making things happen. And you are finding your happiness. You're no longer waiting for someone else to bring you a sense of happiness. You're like, I'm going to go get it for myself because I'm tired of waiting for the people around me to get it together, right? And in that quest, as you're going out and finding your own happiness, that's when we find soul family. And once we're with soul family, that's when we find our true soulmates, for those of you looking for something more romantic, right? That's a whole nother topic. But I'm not going to focus too much on romance in this reading. Your next card here is 9 of fire. And so the message here at the bottom of this card, it says, Virgo, don't give up, protect that which you've created, have courage and believe in yourself. Okay, that's a beautiful message. This card used to scare me when I used to pull it for myself, because I always saw it as, oh my God, there's gonna be this battle. Like, I'm gonna have to battle this dragon, and it's saying don't give up and protect, and oh my God, like it was so long ago. I've come a very long way in my own healing, but this card used to like scare me. Anytime I pulled it for myself, I would get very worried. But what I've learned from my experience and through time is what this card is really telling you is you have come a very long way, and you have done so much in the battle, right? If anything, this dragon looks more like a protector and a friend than something she has to battle, right? It's just kind of looking at her. She has her head turned away. She's not worried about it. It's like waiting for her to decide what she wants to do. She's going to probably hop on that dragon and ride that dragon. So it's kind of like the frustration you've been through, the anger that you have, the frustration. All of this is fuel for the fire. And this card is saying you're so close to the completion, right? If 10 is complete, if 10 is complete and done, you're at 9. You're almost at 10. So this card basically is saying you have come way too far to give up now, because you're so close. Like, if you could see how close you were, you would be so upset if you gave up, because you're right at the threshold. You're so close at turning that corner to that finish line. So it's just basically saying keep going, keep going. Yes, you've been through some stuff, but you've come way too far to give up now, and you're very, very close to completing your goal. So we're going to go ahead and see what affirmations coming up for you, Virgo. This is going to be an affirmation. And as always, I encourage you guys to watch your moon and rising sign videos. Some weeks those may resonate with you more than others. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to click on the Calendly link, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Alrighty, my dears. So your affirmation is, I am kind and loving towards others, while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. How beautiful and how in line with your reading is that, right? You're not waiting for other people, and you're not dealing with situations that are going to make you feel bad about yourself, right? You're having boundaries, and you're focusing on what you need to do for you. And that little crescent moon here, right? Like, you guys are going to be really taking advantage of this new moon cycle and manifesting. So, my darlings, my darlings, my darlings, I would encourage you to look at this card and see which colors are jumping out at you, because if you look closely, there's a few hues. I don't know if you could see it on the camera, but I can see it in person. Maybe if I hold it a little bit closer, let's see. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. Yeah, in person, if you see the card in person, there's like some hues of orange, some hues of yellow, but I think in the camera it just pretty much looks mostly like this salmon color. But I would say think of what jumps out at you in this card from the symbols or the colors or the shapes. What does it make you think of? And meditate on that. I mean, this is also a good affirmation for you. Oh, blurry, blurry, blurry. There we go. And this is also a good affirmation for you. So, my dears, again, if you'd like to schedule a private reading, you can do so through Calendly. If you want to watch the love readings for June or the channeled angel messages for June, those are linked in the description. The messages for July are going to be coming up soon. So if you haven't already subscribed and hit notification, if you do, you'll get a notice when those videos are up. And my dears, please don't forget that every single month I give away a free 30-minute reading. And a free, like a prize, a different prize. So this month's prize is a beautiful Angelite bracelet that I posted on social media, and then someone else will win a free 30-minute reading. So I'm going to pick one winner from Facebook, one winner from Instagram, and I'm going to be announcing the winner at the end of the week. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to tag your friends or share posts. I'm just seeing who's jumping out at me from the likes and from the comments, and then I'm you know, choosing winners in that way. So I'm going to keep doing it. Every month, one person will win a free 30-minute reading and one person will win a different prize. So if you want to take part in that, or if you just want to see the daily messages that I post on Instagram and Facebook, be sure to be on the social media. Thanks, guys, for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Wishing you all a wonderful week. Take care.